Welcome to Creating Cashflow, where I take my portfolio from zero to $1 million a month in passive income earnings. I am Dallin Wardrop, and this is my story. So today we're going to be talking about creating cash flow through social media channels, more specifically podcast, wink wink, nudge nudge, this show, and YouTube, which if you don't know, you can either listen to the show on a podcast or watch it on YouTube. But before we get into it, I wanted to share a little nugget of value right from the get-go. So if you don't know, Graham Stephan is a really great YouTube personality that I like to watch, usually when I'm eating lunch or whatever. He packs a ton of value into his awkwardly entertaining YouTube videos. I think he also has a podcast. But basically, if you don't know about him and you're following this channel, you're trying to generate and create cash flow, he is an incredible wealth of knowledge. His shows are also pretty entertaining, but I learn a lot from them. So go check out his channel. We're not even affiliated at all. Just wanted to drop a small nugget to help you hopefully start creating some more cash flow. And as you find these shows helpful, I would love to hear from you. So go ahead, leave a review, leave a comment. Even if this isn't a 5-star comment, I would love to know what would make this show a 5-star show for you. So please leave a review. And if you want to be part of this growing community of people trying to create and generate cash flow and learn and grow and help each other and learn and build this awesome, cool community, then please follow us on your favorite podcast hosting service. So wherever you're listening to this, go ahead, give us a follow, turn on the notification bell. Or if you're watching it on YouTube, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, comment, turn on your notification bell, all of the beautiful things. So as I already said, I'm going to be talking about my plan and my strategy of how I feel like social media will be able to help me create cash flow. And so I don't know that it's the right engine to go from 0 to 1,000, but maybe it is the right engine to go from $1,000 of passive income a month into $5,000 of passive income a month. So I want to just share with you all of the things that I feel like really make this a great opportunity. So the first one is the compounding effect. So essentially, as you start a show, and especially as you're watching this, there might be like 3 views, there might be 10 views, there won't be a ton of views, there might be a handful of likes, there might be a handful of comments, but most likely there won't be very many, and that's because this is the 3rd show. So the word isn't out there, people don't know about it, this community is just tiny right now and budding, and hopefully will grow into an awesome, huge, great community. But I've seen that happen firsthand. So essentially, I started a YouTube channel about 5 years ago, and I just started posting. I was trying to teach myself how to jump higher. I really wanted to increase my vertical, so hopefully one day I would be able to dunk. Spoiler, I never was able to dunk, but I did build this really cool little community of people that were interested in increasing their vertical. And in the very beginning, I had almost nobody watching my videos, but as I started making more and more videos, more people found out, there are more comments, more likes, and just more. So I guess there's just a lot more. So essentially, I know that I want to be able to grow my portfolio. And while I'm not going to be able to monetize this show in the beginning stages, businesses want to sponsor content that is relevant, and they want to sponsor it where there are a lot of eyes. So down the road, as we build this community, this can be a really great place where there's a huge win-win-win. The win would be the business gets more exposure to all of you. Another win would be you guys get exposure to cool businesses that can help you in whatever you're doing, whether you're generating cash flow or whether you're trying to learn more so that you can generate more cash flow. And a win for me, because hopefully I'll be able to get you guys some discounts. Hopefully I'll be able to get some discounts. And essentially these businesses would be paying me to tell you guys about their cool service. I also want to be careful here because it's not about just telling you guys about businesses. You really want to find something that is a win-win-win across the board for everyone, where what I'm talking about is a huge win for you. Hopefully you're getting discounts. Hopefully you're getting major value out of what the business has to offer. It's a win for the business. They're getting major value, and there's a lot of cross promotion happening, and it's a great marriage. And if I can bring that all together, that's a huge win for me. So not only have I seen success with my tiny little channel where I was actually able to do some promotion of different clothes and athletic gear that people working on their vertical could be interested in, I've actually seen my very own brother build his own YouTube channel and build an incredibly cool business off of that. And I hope that we can have him on the show very soon to talk more about how that works and just kind of the pros and cons of building out a business like this, so that if you're interested in generating cash flow through the social media strategy, we can learn more from him. I also have another outlier and edge case of one of my friends that he has a Korean channel. He speaks Korean. He makes content in America for Koreans, and they just love it. I say he's an edge case because, well, one, he's American and he speaks Korean, which is crazy cool, but also he blew up like overnight. Like he posted 2 or 3 videos or something, and his 3rd video just went bonkers. It exploded all over Korea. He just blew up, and overnight he just started making more and more YouTube videos, and he was able to generate some cash flow through that. So basically being able to see these 2 different ends of the spectrum, and also having my own experience, I know that this can be a lot of work. It can be really hard, but also it can be incredibly rewarding and very, very cool. The next thing I want to point out of why this is a great opportunity to create cash flow is because at the very worst, it's incredibly easy to monetize. It's definitely a little bit more difficult to monetize a podcasting show, but it's incredibly easy to monetize a YouTube video. YouTube wants to make as much money as possible, and people are paying them millions, probably billions of dollars to be able to advertise with them. So even if you don't put ads on your own video, YouTube announced that they'll put ads on your video and you won't make any of the money, they'll just make it. But because they're hosting it, they're like, hey, we're hosting your video, we're hosting your content, we'll make money on it. So at the very, very worst, the easiest way is you can just go tell YouTube that you want ads on your video and you can monetize through ads. But I would say that's kind of like probably like the worst way to monetize a podcast show or a YouTube show. The other is what I kind of already talked about with the win-win, where you basically find businesses that want to talk to the community that we've all created. You guys have smashed that like button, you subscribed, you're following, and you watch the shows, which is incredibly amazing, and I'm so grateful. And for that, I want to be able to find as much value as possible. And if that's bringing a business to the table that you may not have heard of, or bringing discounts to a business that you really want to incorporate into your life, that's able to be a win-win-win. We already talked about this. I'm going in circles. So the next is the fact that it's an incredibly low barrier of entry. At least for me, I think it is for everyone. Like if you have a smartphone, it's easy. Basically, I already have a camera, I already have a mic, but you don't need to go get so fancy. Honestly, the cameras on our phones are incredible now. The mics on our phones are incredible. So it's an incredibly low barrier of entry. And I even feel like it's a low barrier of entry in effort. And that's really why I wanted to start this show, is I'm already doing all of this research. I had this epiphany where I'm like, look, it's not about how much money you have in total, which that's nice. Say you have $30 million or whatever, like that's great. But what really matters is how much money do you cash flow? Like what is generating money for you? How is your money working for you? So I've already been highly invested in trying to figure out how I can make maybe my expenses or maybe my time, how I can make that start working for me. And since I'm already doing this research, I'm already putting all of these thoughts together and organizing them and talking about them with people that I know and that they care about me. And so if I already have all of this information put together, I'm already thinking about it, then why can't I sit down for 30 minutes and shoot a quick video where it has minimal editing and I just share with you guys what I'm thinking about from my perspective. And it also is going to be really helpful because hopefully you guys are open and honest enough where you can come back and tell me, hey, Dallin, I like what you said here, and I think you missed an opportunity to talk about this or think about this, or have you thought about that? And so as a community, we can help each other, we can poke holes in each other's ideas. So I would really appreciate if you guys did that for me. I think that's a big part of the show, and again, it's a low barrier of entry. It's easy to start filming. It's also free to upload a podcast. It's free to post on YouTube. It's a very low barrier of entry, and it really, to create this show, it's just a little bit of extra work beyond what I'm already doing to try and create cash flow in my portfolio. The next reason why I like this for me is because it's all on me. Like I don't have to rely on anybody else. It doesn't take anybody else for me to go turn on my camera and shoot this video and edit it really quick. It doesn't take anything else. So as long as I am going and putting in the work, doing the research, doing my due diligence on how I'm creating cash flow, then all I have to do is go and make a video, and it's completely up to me. Like I have no one else to blame for anything. And maybe YouTube says, hey, we're not doing ads anymore, or what. Like there's a million things that could go on, but as long as I am building up a community, that's just all on me. Like that's it. If I'm not providing enough value for you, then you'll unsubscribe or you'll stop following me, you'll stop listening to my show. But that's one thing that I love about it, is I have complete ownership over this, and I don't have to have someone taking any off the top. It's essentially, if I build this and if I build it right, then I'll be able to create cash flow for my portfolio, which I think is pretty cool. So the next thing is that I personally love to learn from podcasts. I listen to podcasts all the time for all these different categories in my life, whether it's spiritual or whether it's financial or whatever. I love listening to podcasts and learning from them. I also love watching YouTube videos and being entertained by them, and hopefully some of the energy that I bring to these shows can like creep through the camera, creep through the interwebs, and be inspiring for you, be motivating for you. And I know that a lot of YouTubers and podcasters are that way for me. So in my opinion, this is a great opportunity for me to be able to give back. And hopefully all of you can learn from my wins and my mistakes and just what I'm thinking. Hopefully this can be a huge opportunity for all of us to learn and grow together. So this show is a little bit shorter, and I want to thank you for coming and listening and or watching. Again, if you want to help grow this budding community, and if you find value in these shows, be sure to follow me on your favorite podcast hosting service. Like, subscribe on the YouTube, and thank you again so much. I want to know what makes this a 5-star show for you. Your comments, your thoughts, your strategy could help inspire everyone that reads it. And with all that being said, remember that what you focus on grows. So be sure to focus on your goals, chase after them, go after what you want, and stay grounded in gratitude. See ya.